Have you ever wondered why some past life memories don't feel quite like your own? While some memories feel deeply personal and some memories just feel like a whisper from the universe? Are you ready to dive into the deep secrets of the soul? Let's get into it. Most people don't realize there's a difference between a blueprint energy field and an imprint energy field. And why does it make a difference? Well, here's why. When you are in your own spiritual awakening or healing journey, it's going to be pretty important for you to know, is that something that I took out of somebody else's book of life as a page to help me navigate through the now today? Or is that something that my soul actually experienced? Because when you're having a past life regression or having a past life reading, unless you know to ask the question, is that a past life energy? Is it a blueprint or an imprint? You're never going to know the difference because the two can feel exactly the same. But there are some key differences that we're going to get into in this video. For example, how many times have you run into somebody that was somebody maybe you think that you were in a past life? How many Abigail Adams or George Washingtons or Cleopatras have often said, I was this person? Oftentimes they're not that person. They just took a page out of that blueprint and placed it into their own, which made it an imprint or a copy, so that your soul, the soul that's having that experience, will have something to intuit by. And we're going to get into why that takes place and why you need to know the difference. So when you are in the healing journey or awakening journey, you'll know what questions to ask so you can have the optimum experience. So let's start with the blueprint energy. Blueprint energy field definition. Actual lives the soul has experienced. Memories, lessons, emotions, and karma from these lives are encoded in the soul's blueprint and continue to influence its current and future incarnations. Let's break it down a little bit further. Is understanding a karmic pattern. Now, karma is the principle of cause and effect, where actions, thoughts, and words, or even deeds, can create energy that influences future experiences. There are patterns, reoccurring situations, relationships, or even challenges that seem to repeat in your life and often tied to a specific emotional or behavioral response. Now, once you understand that there are key differences there, now you need to look within yourself and recognize, do you hold a karmic pattern and what that might look like? It is repeated relationship dynamics such as codependency, betrayal, or abandonment, chronic life challenges like financial instability or even health issues, and don't forget the emotional triggers or fears, fear of failure, trust issues, and not to mention the strong attraction and even aversion to people, places, or things. Now, once you recognize it, the next step is resolving the karmic pattern. Resolving that involves breaking down and free from the cycles of unconscious repetition and learning the lessons these experiences are trying to teach us. This process is awareness and reflection. Self-awareness, recognize the recurring patterns and their emotional or mental roots. What does it trigger within you? And then reflect. How is this affecting me? Where is it originating? And then explore some of the suggestions that you might find that might help you release it or surrender it. And there's many things that we often do. We work on clearing the trapped emotional energies. So if you have trapped emotional energies like heart walls or hidden heart walls, even hidden energies and hidden self-saboteur energies, those are huge. And oftentimes there's no need for it because the lesson that you've learned now no longer needs that baggage, but it's still stuck in your physical body. We can clear those energies. So if you would like help with that, you can visit sallyknop.com and I do have a session, $25 for 25 minutes. If that's helpful, we can begin to break things loose. But what it comes down to is recognizing that there is a pattern, and that pattern is tied to an emotion. And once you understand what the emotion is, it can be released. It can be released either through energy healing and clearing. You can do, like I said, EFT tapping or EMDR. There's lots of ways you can go ahead and release it, but you have to become aware of it. And then the next step is forgiveness and release. Basically, you are surrendering. You are surrendering. That doesn't mean that you're giving power to somebody else that might have maybe caused a trauma event in your life. It is not giving them permission to live rent-free in your head, right? Surrendering means this no longer has power over me. I release it, I let it go, and now the sovereignty that is you can now begin to take hold. You can also do a quantum healing hypnosis session, any type of past life regression, or energy healing, which is usually the best practice in my humble opinion. So let's begin with imprint. What is an imprint energy exactly? Let's take a look. Imprint energy field definition. Not lives the soul has directly experienced, but are instead imprints of energetic downloads from other beings' experiences. These can come from ancestral memories, soul group connections, or even collective consciousness. Now, the imprint energy is a borrowed experience. The soul adopts these imprints as if they were its own for a specific purpose, such as learning, healing, understanding a particular dynamic. Now, they can feel absolutely the same when you're doing a regression or if somebody is actually reading that energy, unless the person knows to ask. The practitioner knows to ask, is this an imprint or a blueprint? Now, the good thing is with the imprint, there is no karma. There's no karma attached to it. The imprint lives do not carry any personal karmic experiences or ties or obligations. That's probably a relief to a lot of people who think that they are in some kind of drama because of negative karma. So don't judge karma. Don't judge it. Now, the other thing is, too, it could be a symbolic influence. They may serve as a symbolic narrative or archetypal energy to support the current life's mission. And the purpose is just a tool or a template for the soul to access knowledge, wisdom, and insights it hasn't had direct experience with, so it can understand how to get through the current lifetime. Now, let's set up a little bit of a dynamic so you can see at a glance what the differences are. Here, at a glance, you can see the differences between blueprint past lives and imprint past lives. Let's look at blueprint. This is a direct person experience. It carries personal karma, and it is deeply integrated into the soul's experience. And the reason? Soul growth, resolving past patterns. Now let's move over to imprint past lives. This is adopted or borrowed experiences. Thankfully, there's no karmic ties. It is temporary or contextual influence. And the reason for this is to gain insight or learn through others' experiences. Now, let's go back for just a moment. The difference between in the integration from the blueprint to the imprint, this is going to be important. And now we're down to the nitty-gritty and why it makes such a huge difference if you're someone who's trying to heal or if you're trying to have a spiritual awakening or expansion. Knowing where these energies are housed is going to be crucial in the process of whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So if you are, say, trying to heal and that energy is from a past life experience, we need to look in the blueprint energetic field. If it's ancestral trauma that you're experiencing, we're going to have to look someplace else in the imprint energetic field. In order to get these energies out of you, we've got to know where they are first. The other thing too, when you're having a past life regression, or if you have somebody like me who can also read past lives, then the practitioner is going to need to know, is it a blueprint energy field or is it a imprint energetic field? Without asking the question, you're not going to know because it feels the same. If you are going through a hypnosis session, or if you are just having a past life memory, it's going to feel the same no matter what. So you might think that you are Abigail Adams, or Santa Claus, or whoever. You might know it. You know it in your heart that you had this experience. The difference is when we examine it under hypnosis or even look at it energetically, you only have about 1 or 2 memories, and it goes no further than that. It does feel exactly the same as your own experience, and it has to, because we are looking to intuit through our current lives, and we need a basic program in order to do that. Think of it as picking up a computer, and you have to write a document, but if the computer doesn't have the program Word, it's going to be pretty hard to write the document. You have to have the right programming in the right place in order for this experience to be what it needs to be. And what that is basically the soul's expansion. So I hope this answers a lot of your questions on what that is. If you would like to jump in and just sort of touch base to see what it was like, but you don't want to invest a lot of money, just go on to my website, sallyknott.com, and then under sessions, you can simply pick 25 minutes for $25. Just test it out. See what happens. So anyway, if you could, please give this a thumbs up because it does help other people find us and it helps the algorithms, and I would really appreciate it. So thank you for watching and start igniting the superhuman in you.